Hello and welcome to the McTaggart Attack podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and I'm a little traumatized right now. I just got off work. I work from home now because of the virus pandemic, and I needed to get the fuck out of the house. So I went to go drive. I stayed in my car. I was in my car for the entirety of my drive. So don't get on my fucking back about that. More on that later. But, so I went for a drive and I wanted some coffee. And I didn't want to go to Cumberland Farms because I went to Cumberland Farms earlier this week and it was fine, but I wanted something else. I wanted another coffee. And I can't go to Starbucks because both Starbucks in my area are closed, which is frustrating because I like Starbucks. It's my preferred coffee. But the one in West Lebanon, New Hampshire is closed even though it has a drive-thru. Explain that to me. Someone fucking explain that to me why Starbucks is closed in West Lebanon when it has a drive-thru. I don't fucking understand this. It's a drive-thru. I should be able to get my fucking food if it's a fucking drive-thru. I want my fucking coffee from Starbucks, but I can't get my goddamn coffee from Starbucks because it's a fucking drive-thru. Even, you know what I mean. It's a goddamn drive-thru. I want my fucking coffee from fucking Starbucks, and it's fucking frustrating. Fucking fuck. So I decided to go to Dunkin's. I was going to go to Dunkin's. Dunkin' Donuts. Or Dunkin's, or whatever the fuck it's called now. I don't even know what the hell it's called. So I went to Dunkin's and I drive up to it. I drive up to the one in White River Junction, Vermont. And I'm letting you know the location because of what happened to me there. And I drive up to it and I see the sign that says drive-thru only. And I'm like, well, I've never done drive-thru only at Dunkin' Donuts before, but I've never done drive-thru only at Starbucks before either. But I've heard horror stories. I've heard bad stories about the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts, at various Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go into the drive-thru in Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm in line, and two cars ahead of me. This one car seemed like it was in line for a long time. It was at the station. It was at the drive-thru order station thing. I don't know what you call it. Whatever the fuck you call it. I don't know what you call it. So they were there, and I keep watching, and I keep looking, and thankfully I'm listening to the new Pearl Jam's album, Gigaton, available anywhere the fuck you download music. I love it. It's a great album. I'm enjoying it more now. Like, the more I listen to it, the more I like it. I mean, I liked it at the beginning, but I still like it. Like, some of those songs on the end of the album, I like more than I did. Like, I was listening to it today, and I'm like, oh, wow, I like these songs at the end of the album. I haven't really listened to them much, and the whole album's great, is my fucking bottom line. Anyway, I'm in line at the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts in White River Junction. And finally, it becomes my turn. And first of all, the cashier's like, can you hold on a second? And I'm like, okay. And it's raining. And I have my window down. And I had to roll my window up because it was raining and I didn't want the inside of my car to get wet. Why? Because I was in the inside of my car and I didn't want to get wet. That's why I was driving in the fucking car. So, she finally gets to me, and I ordered I wanted an extra large dark roast, a hot coffee. And before I can say no cream and sugar, she asks me this question about milk. So you want milk? I'm like, you want less milk or something? And I'm like, milk? What the fuck are you talking about? Milk? I don't want fucking milk. No. Like, why are you asking me about milk? Why the fuck was she asking me about milk? I ordered a coffee. And then, when I asked her, what do you mean by milk? And she's like, it means, do you want cream or sugar? And, she, snapped at me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I don't want cream and sugar. I'm like, all right, fine, it's 3:07. I'm like, no, I'm upset, I'm scared, I'm nervous, because the mean drive-through cashier at Dunkin' Donuts in White River Junction yelled at me. So I pull up to the window. I'm nervous at this point. And she's like, 307. I'm like, fine, gave it to her. Gave her my card. She gave me my card back. She did give me my card back, right? Yeah, she gave me my card back. Let me make sure it's actually my card now that I think about it while I'm talking to you guys about this traumatic story. So I got yelled at by the drive-through cashier at Dunkin' Donuts in White River Junction. I didn't get her name. I'm never good at that, catching the name of the cashiers or whatever. I don't give a shit, honestly. But in this case, it was fucking annoying. And, like, I didn't know what the fuck she meant by milk. I ordered a coffee. But apparently, when they talk about milk, when they ask about milk, they mean you want no cream and sugar. I'm like, will someone explain what this milk thing means to me, please? Whether you're a regular at Dunkin's or whatever the fuck, if you're listening to this podcast, send me an email at mctaggartattack@gmail.com and tell me what the fuck she meant by milk. Because she told me it means you want no cream and sugar. I'm like, then just fucking ask that question. Seriously. So yeah, that's what's happened to me today. I was going to talk about something else, my podcast, and I still am, but that just happened, and I'm like, oh, well, the podcast content basically creates itself, so there we go. So yeah, happy Friday, I guess. So yeah, this is the McTaggart Attack podcast. Thank you for listening to that story. I'm going to talk a bit more. I have another thing I wanted to talk about in the podcast today, what I was originally going to talk about, but got thrown off because of the very mean lady at the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. Look, I get that she was in a bad mood. It's got to be a bad time for everyone. Everybody's on edge right now, and I fucking get it. But still, pretend to be nice, because that's your fucking job. Customer service. Serve the customer. Get with it. So yeah, this is my podcast where I talk about whatever I want, like when I get yelled at by the drive-thru cashier at Dunkin' Donuts in White River Junction. And then I end the podcast ranting about whatever is pissing you off. So, you can find me on Twitter at KevMcT. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat at McTaggartAttack. And you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me almost everywhere. I have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's my name, Kevin McTaggart. Look that up on YouTube. And please subscribe. I want 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of people listening to my content. Because then I can get paid to be a YouTuber. So, yeah. Like, I have 53,000 followers on Twitter. I think it's fair that I tell my Twitter followers to to subscribe to me on YouTube. And none of them have. It's almost like most of my Twitter followers don't even pay attention to whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Very frustrating. Very fucking frustrating. I'm going to drink my Dunkin' Donuts coffee for a second here. So, just letting you know, that's why I'm sipping something. Or at least trying to fucking open it up. And it's just goddamn fucking frustrating. That was good. It's a little cold now, actually. I'm pretty sure there's no spit in it. That was my fucking fear. I'm like, oh my god, she's going to spit in my fucking coffee. But I don't think she did. Besides, it's coffee and it tastes like shit anyway, so. Anyway, enough about the mean lady at Dunkin's. I wanted to talk about today is a conversation that was created by chatting with my number one fan, Shelby McDonald, who has a podcast, and it's called We Are Flatlanders. You can find it on SoundCloud. And I listened to her podcast today. Her and her husband, Rory, have a podcast. And I was in it today. I recorded something for them for their podcast, and they put it in that podcast episode today. So I'm in that podcast. So we are Flatlanders. They live in Maine now, and they used to live in other places. So that's why they call it We Are Flatlanders. And it was a good podcast. I listened to it today, and I highly encourage you to listen to it. So I was talking to her, and she was mentioning to me how people on social media are yelling at people who are saying, "Oh, I went to go for a walk for some fresh air, blah, 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 to get some exercise after being in the house all day." Like, stay inside! Were comments that this person got, Stay inside. Like, there are people on social media policing you for, for this virus pandemic thing. And oh my God, seriously, that's what's fucking happening? Look. These stay-at-home orders that are here for states clearly state, I'm pretty sure all of the orders are basically the same. You can go out and exercise. You can go out and walk. You can go out and run. You can go out and exercise. Just as long as you practice social distancing. Okay? You can do all those things. You can do that. So you idiots out there who are yelling at people for exercising outside need to just shut the fuck up, because I'm tired of your shit. Honestly, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was hoping that when this whole thing started, when we all had to, stay home and stuff like that I was hoping that people would be nicer to each other. I would hoping that this would create something that this lack of being able to go out would make us be nicer to each other. And I think some people are being nice. Some people are doing good deeds and stuff like that. But you motherfuckers who are trolling people and continue to yell on social media need to stop yelling on social media, because it's fucking annoying. I'm sick and tired of it, because that's the one thing I hate about social media. Not the apps and the websites themselves, but the people that fucking use it. The people that use social media are the fucking worst. Seriously. We get so mad at each other and yell at each other about stupid shit, and it's so easy for us to do that because we're hiding behind these avatars and stuff like that, and online and things like that. And you're just acting like a bunch of stupid motherfucking idiots, policing people and yelling at people, and the yelling's getting worse, and it's really goddamn annoying, and I'm just sick of all the fucking yelling that's going on social media. Have been for a long time. That's why I hate social media. All the goddamn arguing that goes on all the place. Like, I can't post something on Facebook now without having to turn off the notifications on my own post, because people will start arguing about stuff in my comments, and I'm fucking tired of people arguing about stuff in my comments. So can we just be nicer? Is it fucking possible for us to be nicer to each other? I mean, even when we're online and it's an invisible barrier, you can't see what I look like, though I'm calling you an asshole. Let's just be nicer, okay? Let's try to be nicer on the internet, on social media, when we're talking to each other. Don't yell at people for walking. You're yelling at people for walking. Seriously, what is your problem? It's like you people going out there yelling at people just for the stupidest shit. Who cares what your goddamn political beliefs are? Who cares about all this stupid fucking shit? If you disagree with someone, cool. You disagree with something. We're allowed to disagree. We're allowed to disagree on a lot of fucking things. We're allowed to disagree on everything. But don't fucking argue with me about why I'm wrong and you're right, because you know what? I think you're wrong and I'm right. So what's the fucking point of arguing if all we're going to do is just continue to argue with each other, trying to convince the other one that the other one is right, and it's not the fucking goddamn stupid fucking thing. Just respect people's opinions and shut the fuck up. It's goddamn annoying. Just be nicer. Just goddamn it, be nicer. Can we just be nicer? Seriously, can we just be fucking nicer? I'm fucking sick of seeing everybody yell at people on the fucking internet all the fucking time. And can we just, for the love of God, can we just be nicer? Well, I feel a lot better. I don't know about you. We'll do what's pissing you off, and we'll get to that in a few minutes, or in a minute after you hear the music, and then we'll go on. So, and then that'll be the end of the podcast for today, for this week, and I'll be back on Monday. And here's, after the music, will be the what's pissing you off for today. All right, the what's pissing you off for today comes from top contributor to the McTaggart Attack podcast, Leslie Zebrowitz. She's pissed off about being interrupted every 20 seconds all day long by a 6-year-old while I'm trying to work. That's got to be a really frustrating problem now, with almost everyone working from home, including their kids being home too, doing homeschooling. And that's got to be frustrating. It's like, especially when your kid comes and bugs you all the fucking time while you're trying to get your work done. And you can't get any work done because your kid won't leave you the fuck alone. I mean, honestly, what the hell is up with that? That's ridiculous. I mean, how long is this shit gonna go on for? You know, how long is this whole thing gonna go on for? We live in Vermont. I live in Vermont, and they've closed down the school year. So like, the kids are gonna be homeschooled through the end of the school year. Even if like we're allowed to like, even if they like lay off the if they cease the stay-at-home orders, the kids are still going to be homeschooled. What the fuck's going to happen then? But that is frustrating when your kid keeps bugging you over and 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 over again. It's just fucking frustrating. You want to curse the kid out and tell him to leave you the fuck alone, but you can't curse at your kid because it's your kid. And you don't want them to learn curse words until they're at least 15 years old. So glad I don't have kids. Thank fucking God for that. But let me do this for Leslie. Let me try to do this favor for Leslie, even though I don't think she listens to this podcast, even though she contributes to it all the time. But she's too busy working anyway to listen to a podcast anyhow. But maybe she is listening to this. But I'm not going to just do this public service for her. I will do it for everyone who has children who won't leave them alone while they're trying to work, while they're both home, homeschooling, and working from home at the same fucking time. Let me talk to the fucking kids for a minute and explain to them what the fuck is going on. So go get your kids and have them listen to this. Hi, kids. I'm Kevin McTaggart. I'm a friend of your parents. And let me just say that your parents are trying really hard in this tough time right now to get their work done. And they want me to let you know that you're really bothering them with your constant questions, okay? If you can just hold off on bothering your parents for like a couple hours or until lunchtime. If nothing's broken, then you can probably wait and just watch TV or do your homework or something, or find something else to do, and just bother your parents like at lunchtime or later this afternoon or something like that, okay? I mean, don't take it personally, though, because everybody's in a bad mood these days because of that whole thing that's happening, that you probably don't know that much about, but you just know that everybody's home right now, which was great at first, but now not so great. So just, try to understand that your parents are trying to get their work done and you're not helping. Okay, give the phone back to your parents now. You motherfuckers are welcome, okay? Seriously. Oh my God. That hurt me to try to be that fucking nice, alright? Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, just, I don't know. I had nothing. I got nothing. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome for me talking to your kids. Let me know if you want me to talk to your kids again. Maybe I'll actually curse next time. Who fucking knows? And that's the bottom line if you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.